Although yoga encourages overall health and wellness, and the techniques demonstrated within this program are designed for people of all skill levels, consult your physician before beginning any new exercise program.
Hi, welcome to Mind Body. I'm Susan Foxley, a certified life coach and a registered yoga instructor. I help people live healthier, happier lives. And here's the key. Fitness is not just physical. It's also emotional, mental, even spiritual for some people. It's about happiness and health, mind and body. Now let's get going. Today we're going to go ahead and start in Tadasana. And just close our eyes. This is mountain pose. Close your eyes. And we have Beverly and Kathy joining us on the set today. And we're so excited to have them join us. And we're doing a sciatica sequence today. So this is for people that have had sciatica or sciatica flare-ups, or people that have had compression in their lower back. This is a wonderful sequence to do at least once a week. So go ahead and close your eyes, grounding your right foot and your left foot. Spread your toes, please. Lift your inner and outer ankles, please. Lift your kneecaps. Zip the pubic bone towards the belly button. Lift the heart, please. Lift the crown of the head. Soften your shoulders. Tailbone goes down. Really nice. Go back to grounding your feet. And as you ground your feet, lift the crown of the head. This is mountain pose. You're grounded, unmovable, unshakable. No matter what storms blow through, you're grounded, you're firm, you're strong like a mountain. Unmovable, unshakable, deeply grounded. Go ahead and open up your eyes, please. And you might want to grab some blocks if you have some blocks, or a chair. And we're going to go ahead and, if you have blocks, put your hands on the blocks, please. And you want your feet right underneath your hips. I'm using a chair, so if you're at home and you're a little older, I really recommend doing a chair if it's really hard for you to come down onto the floor. So go ahead and bring your right leg up and look straight ahead. Bring that right heel back and your heart forward. Again, bring that right heel back and your heart forward. And your right toes are pointed towards the earth. So your baby toe is coiled down towards the floor as your hips are even. And again, push that heel back as your heart goes forward. This is going to give you really a lot of space in your lower back. Bring that foot down, please. And bring your left leg up. Look forward. And your left heel back and your heart forward. Again, your baby toe is going towards the floor, so your left thigh is internally rotated and your hips are even. And this is creating space between your femur and your pelvis. Really good for the lower back. Again, your heel, left heel back and your heart forward, creating space in your whole body. Go ahead and bring that foot down. Let's do that again, please. Right leg back and look forward. Really push that right heel back, please, and reach your heart forward, creating beautiful space between each individual disc and creating yummy space in that lower back that gets a lot of compression as we walk and sit and drive. Bring that foot down, please, and then left leg back and look forward. Really bring that left heel back and that heart forward. And go ahead and continue breathing naturally in through your nose and out through your nose, please. Bring that foot down, please. Bring your right leg back and your left arm forward. And stretch. Now bring that right heel back and your left arm forward and try to get as much space as you can. As you bring your left arm forward, you're getting yummy space in your shoulder girdle. You're getting yummy space in your right hip. And push that left hand away from your right heel and your right heel away from your left hand, creating as much space as you can in your body. Go ahead and come down. And other side, please. Left leg and right arm. And really bring that right hand away from that left heel and that left heel away from the right hand, and stretch as much as you can. We're going for space in the body. Beautiful, yummy space. Gorgeous. Bring that hand back down and that foot down, please. Hands to your hips. And we're going to go right into Utkatasana. So here we're going to bend the knees slightly and bring the arms up behind the ears. Sparkle those fingertips, please. And go ahead and bring the thumbs away from your tailbone, floating ribs in just slightly. And this can be called lightning bolt pose. Really good for your back. Reach your arms as if they're starting out of your lower back. Like your arms are starting right at your hips. Reach up. And then bring your arms back slightly. And then go back up again, bringing the arms behind the ears. Softening your face. Softening your jaw. Look down at your toes and see if your knees, you can still see your toes. You want to be able to see your toes a little bit when the knees are bent. Bring the arms back and then reach them back up behind your ears. Try to keep the elbows nice and straight. Sparkle those fingertips, please. Really nice. And then come to standing. Hands at your heart, straighten your legs. Beautiful. And then go ahead and come into the middle of the mat, and we're just going to go ahead and bring the legs so that the ankles are right underneath the wrists. So look at your ankles and make sure they're almost right underneath your wrists. Beautiful. And then hands at your waist. And then from here, toes out, heels in, and push those knees open. And again, this gives you such good space between the femur and the pelvis. And push those knees open, having the palms right in the inner knees, please. And then bring your right shoulder to the midline and twist and look up to the ceiling. And really twist in your upper back. Beautiful. And then the other side. And this gives you really yummy space between your femur and your pelvis. And other side and twist. Beautiful. And then the other side, please, and twist. Really nice, Beverly. Really nice, Kathy. Kathy, let's twist again. Twist in the upper back. Look up. And other side. And then back to center and just push those knees open. Very nice. And then go ahead and straighten your legs and bring your feet together and just close your eyes. And see if there's symmetry between your right foot and your left foot. Spread those toes. Lift those kneecaps. The front of the body lifts. Lift the pubic bone towards the belly button. Lift your heart. Lift the crown of the head. Shoulder blades drop. The back of the body drops. Drop those shoulder blades. Drop the tailbone. The buttocks flesh moves down towards the heels to create space in your lower back. And then go ahead and open up your eyes, hands to your waist. And then go ahead and open up again, please. And we're just going to go into warrior pose. So go into warrior pose. And when you go into warrior pose over your leg, look at your knee and make sure it's over the second and third toes. And go ahead and extend through those arms, please. And breathe deeply. See if you can bend your right knee a little deeper. This is a really good pose to prevent sciatic pain. Really good. Find symmetry between your right and left feet. Belly button into the spine. Lift your heart. Lift the crown of the head and extend the arms away from each other to create space in your lungs and space in your heart. Very nice. And then we'll just do a little bit of a reverse warrior. So drop your back hand down and then go ahead and look up. and open up through those intercostal muscles and stretch, and then bring that elbow right onto your thigh and reach your arm up and over and stretch your arm over your upper ear, please, and see if you can roll your heart slightly open to the heavens and bring that arm right over your ear, and have one line of energy, please, from your back heel to your fingertips, and the gaze can be right at your upper fingertips. And then sweep back to warrior and hold. Sparkle those fingertips, please. Ground your right foot, ground your left foot, belly button into the spine. Straighten that leg, please, and hands to your waist. Very nice, and switch legs. Going into warrior onto the other side. Go ahead and bend your knees. Beautiful. Ground your right foot, ground your left foot. Look at your front knee and make sure it's right over the second and third toes. Beautiful. Find symmetry. Zip the pubic bone towards your belly button. Wake up that pelvic floor. That'll prevent injuries. Lift your heart. Lift the crown of the head, please. Soften your shoulders and extend those arms away from each other. Long inhalations and long exhalations. And then just gently go back and slide your hand down that back leg and look up to the heavens, opening up those intercostal muscles, please. And then bring that elbow right onto your bent knee and bring the arm right up and over and stretch from the back heel all the way to the fingertips, please. Really ground that back heel and stretch through those fingertips. Roll your heart slightly open to the heavens. Breathing deeply. Sweep back up to warrior. Pause and warrior. Straighten that leg, hands to your hips. Really nice. Bring the feet together. Close your eyes. Hands in prayer. Go ahead and find your inhales. Find your exhales. Soften your face. Soften the space between the eyebrows. Soften your temples and your cheeks, your jaw, your tongue, your throat. And just lift the heart, shoulders back, belly button in. Spread those yummy toes. Really nice. Hands to your hips. And we're going to go back into warrior pose, please. Come back into warrior pose. And some of you may need a block for this pose or not. So if you have a hard time with tightness in your hips, you may need a block here. But you can try it without first. And then from here, go back into a reverse warrior. And just open up, stretch those intercostal muscles. And then from here, if you need a block in front of your right foot, go ahead and do so. Or you can just bring your fingertips down and then reach up and then over. And stretch. Again from your back foot. If you can ground your hand fully, your palm, go ahead and do so. And then again, roll your heart up towards the heavens and really ground that back heel and stretch through those fingertips. Lengthen through the side body. Beautiful. Sweep back to warrior and pause in warrior. Straighten that leg, hands to your hips, and other side. Beautiful. Bend into warrior. Again, belly button into the spine. Lift your heart. Extend through those arms and go back reverse. And then go ahead and bring that front hand in front of the front foot and reach up first. Reach up and then over. And if you can ground the full palm, do so. But if you need a block, always honor yourself. And ground the back heel and stretch through those fingertips. Trying to roll your heart open to the heavens. Sweep back up to warrior. Hold warrior pose. Bending that knee a little deeper. Beautiful. And then straighten your legs, hands to your waist. And then step your feet together, please. And hands in prayer, close your eyes. And again, go back to your inhales and to your exhales. Really nice. And then we're going to go into triangle pose, and your foot should be pointed to the front of the mat. And if you have a block, what I want you to do is to put the block 5 inches in front of your baby toe, because we're going to go into half moon pose. So if you have a block, use the block. I'm going to use a chair for people who find this very challenging. So first we're going to go into triangle pose and come into triangle first. And especially if you have sciatica in like your left leg, this is really yummy. So you bend your front knee. I'm going to put my hand here. You can put your hand on a block or the floor, yogi's choice, and really extend through that back heel. This is very good to create space in that lower back, and push that heel away from your heart and try to get as much space as you can. I'm really flexing my back foot. It's grounding my standing foot and pushing that heel back. That's creating space in that lower back. Really nice. Again, this is a sciatica pose. It's called half moon pose or Ardha Chandrasana. And then come back to triangle. Hold triangle pose, please. And just go ahead and bring the arm over and come on up. And I'm just going to switch sides since I have the chair over here. So we're going to go ahead onto the other side. So come right into triangle, please. Hold triangle. Look up at your thumb. And then bend your front knee for Ardha Chandrasana. Walk your back foot in and then push your heel, half moon pose. Push that back heel away. Really lift that back heel and push that back heel like you're pushing it into a wall. That's going to really create space in your lower back. Long inhalations and long exhalations. Really lift that leg a little higher and push that heel back away from your heart and your heart away from your heel. So you're getting as much space as you can. Long inhalations and long exhalations. Breathing deeply. Beautiful work. And then slowly come back to triangle. Hold triangle pose and reach the arm over and come on up to standing. And then bring the feet together. Nice, Beverly. Nice, Kathy. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come into a standing position. I'm actually going to use the chair for this. So if this is for people that have a hard time with a lot of these poses, please grab a chair. And then from here, let's face the front of the mat. And we're going to go ahead and bring the right ankle on top and go ahead and do this if you're at home on a chair. And this is very good to prevent lower back pain. And for people with lower back problems, this is wonderful. And even if you can touch the floor, even if your buttocks is on the chair, you can bring your hands all the way down, or you can just stay up in a balancing pose. And then slowly come on up, and then we'll just do the other side. So here, bring your left ankle on top, and then go ahead and come on down and just balance there and extend through the Achilles. Really nice. And then if you want to touch the floor, go ahead and touch the floor for a deeper stretch. And then slowly come back up and release. Feet together, close your eyes. Squeeze your outer hips in. Lift your heart, lift your crown. And we're going to do that one more time. And I'll demo on the chair. So bend your right ankle on top of the left. And for those people at home, just use the chair and push the knee down and look up. And then if you're comfortable touching the floor, do so. And if this is uncomfortable for you, please don't do so. But if you can lean and lengthen the heart forward, this is so good for people in cars and chairs. And this is creating space in your hips. And then slowly come on up, please. And release. And then switch sides. Bring the left and push that knee down. If you're on the chair, look up. And then go ahead and touch the floor if you can. This is really good to prevent future sciatica. If you have a sciatica flare-up right now, I wouldn't be doing these poses. I would ice and heat. And then once your sciatica has stopped flaring up, then do these poses. Come on up. Really nice. And then come back to standing. And just close your eyes. Go back to your breath. And then from here, come on down into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Bringing the bottoms of the feet together, hands at your buttocks. And then from here, go ahead and lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And this is creating space. This really helps a lot of my clients who have hip pain, lower back pain. This is a wonderful pose to do for hip pain or back pain. Really nice. And then from here, we're just going to open up into a wide V and just extend through the heels. Just stay there and push the backs of the knees. We're not going to go forward right now. Just lift the heart out of the pelvis and push the legs into the earth, and toes are facing towards the ceiling, and lift your heart. Push the heels away from your hips, please. Beautiful. And then come back to butterfly, Baddha Konasana, hands behind your buttocks, and we're going to lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. And then from here, we're going to straighten the legs. This is also really good for sciatica. And then go ahead and hug the right knee and lift up. Go up with the crown of the head, please. Bring the right hand behind you and just do a twist. And I love these poses. They create space in the body. And usually we need to create space in our lives. I encourage everyone who's feeling this pain to maybe look at who's a pain in your booty. It could be symbolic of who's the pain in your booty. We may need to kick those people out of our lives energetically. Straighten that leg. Maybe it's an energy vampire. Hug your left leg and go up, 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 up. We want to make space and clear those people out of our lives that literally are a pain in the booty, and go back. Long inhalations and long exhalations, and maybe clearing out the home, maybe clearing out the clutter in your home. Less is more, trying to clear out all that stuff. Maybe since there's not much space in our bodies, maybe we need to create space in our lives. Again, I always talk about being a human going, and that seems to be a chronic theme for me. Twist. This is very good for the lower back and sciatica. And then go ahead and straighten the leg. And then from here, just go ahead and lie down and hug your knees into your chest, please. Give yourself a big hug. And then bring your feet hip distance apart and bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And this is called threading the needle. First, push the right knee away from your face. Take your hands and grab your left thigh. And this again creates space in your lower back. Flex both Achilles tendons, extend through those heels. That'll keep your knees safe. Very nice. Really give yourself a big hug. Breathe deeply. This is so good for your lower back. Creating space in your lower back. And when we create space in our bodies, then we can create space in our lives. And then slowly release down. And other leg. Bring the left ankle on top, please. Flex the Achilles. Hug the left thigh, or the right thigh, and give it a big hug. Long inhalations and long exhalations. Really good for people with lower back pain. Remember to use ice and heat. And then when your body's feeling a little better, incorporate yoga poses. I find that yoga poses are fabulous for people that suffer from sciatica. And then slowly release down. And then from here, bring your right leg over your left. Cactus arms, and just bring your knees over to the left and look to the right. And twist. And again, this creates space in your lower back, and look over your right shoulder. Long inhalations and long exhalations. And actually, metaphysically, the right is the masculine and left is the feminine. So I have a lot of right body issues because I have a lot of men in my life, my son, my husband. So I have a lot of right side issues, and slowly come back. And left is feminine. And so go ahead and reach your left leg over your right and bring your knees over to the right. So I have a client who has 5 daughters and 1 son, so she has a lot of left side issues. A lot of her left hip, her left knee bothers her. So that's interesting to look at metaphysically. The right is symbolic of the men in your life, or the masculine side of you, and left side is the feminine. And then slowly come back to center and hug your knees into your chest, please. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and straighten the left leg and hug the right. Really nice. And then from here, I'm going to come around, and if you have a belt at home, please use a belt. And I'll come around and give you one, Beverly, and grab the belt, and then just bring your foot up to the ceiling and flex this foot and extend through those heels and and then walk your hands up towards the belt. Very nice. And try to straighten both legs. And this is probably one of the safest poses. Keep the knee nice and straight. Make sure the heel's right over the hip. And extend through that heel. And if you can walk your arms up the belt so that your elbows are straight, you don't want to do a forward bend, abdominals right now. What you want to do is just bring the heel up so that it's neutral. It's not a forward bend or a back bend. Beautiful. And I love how your elbows are straight, Kathy, because as we get older, believe it or not, our elbows don't want to straighten and our knees don't want to straighten. This looks really nice. And then you want to bring the outer right hip towards your left heel to create space. Beautiful. You really want to create space in that right hip and really ground here. Beautiful. Really create space in the lower back. Nice, Beverly. So I'm going to bring the heel a little bit so it's right over the hip. Nice. And then I'm going to bring that outer right hip towards the left heel. Really ground this leg. Beautiful. And then we're just going to bring the leg out to the side, and you can bring this hand onto the thigh to anchor that thigh and extend through that heel. Flex that heel. Nice. Really don't bring the foot to the floor, but just extend it so you get space in the hip. Really nice for sciatica. Nice work. Feel that beautiful stretch. Long inhalations and long exhalations. And then release and half happy baby. So bend that knee, just half happy baby. So yeah, and then ground that, yeah, nice. And just feel that. Beautiful. And then half happy baby, where you just grab the inside of the foot and feel that knee, and that's a nice hip opener. And just breathe into that hip. Long inhalations and long exhalations. And then straighten that leg, and we're going to hug the opposite leg. And I'm going to run around and give you guys a belt. So at home, grab a belt, please. And here you go. Grab this belt and bring that heel up to the ceiling, and make sure the hip is right over the heel is right over the hip. You don't want it towards your face, because with the sciatic nerve, you don't really want to do a forward bend. And then bringing that outer left hip down towards your right heel. Nice. And walk your hands up so that your elbows are nice and straight. Beautiful work. Nice. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and just open that up and extend through that heel. Reach it out. Beautiful. And then back up to center. And then half happy baby on that side again. Beautiful. Half happy baby. Nice work. And Savasana. Go ahead and close your eyes. And just close your eyes and just relax. You did such great work today. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, fitness is not just physical, it's mind and body. I'm Susan Foxley, and you can read my blogs, learn more about my workshops, books, and life coaching at susanfoxley.com, or connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. See you next time. And one more thing, always, always, always go where the love is. Namaste.